What's up, everybody? Dean Rhul here with Ben Hutchens and Chris Becker here to detail OSU's 63-17 win against TCU. Ben, what's it out to you today? A lot going on.
A lot went on, Dean, and not just on the green field we're standing on. A lot went on with the Barry Sanders statue unveiling. That's where my day kind of got started, outside the stadium, watching a cloth come off and unfurl a nice, beautiful statue of Barry Sanders, and also just the words from Chad Weiberg, Casey Schrum. All these different people representative of OSU. Mike Gundy was up there saying some kind words about his former teammate. His name went up in the Ring of Honor. So obviously we'll get into the game, but I think this really night kind of exemplified a little bit about Barry Sanders and what he means to this university, and just all the things he did for this university. It was certainly a really cool day.
And like you said, Ben, getting into this game, it was a rout for the Cowboys, winning 63-17. The rushing attack, funny enough, on a Barry Sanders tribute day, paved the way for the Cowboys. They ran for 447 rushing yards as a team. 9 people touched the ball. Chris, can you talk about the rushing performance a little bit?
Man, it was pretty impressive, right? It starts with Jalen Warren, obviously, and Coach Gundy said a couple weeks ago when he was here for the Baylor game and they honored that 2011 team and Barry was in town, that when he walked in that locker room, his eyes lit up like Santa Claus, and you could tell that he played with a little extra power. Even though he's already a powerful runner, he played really well. But then he went out with Coach Gundy described it as he lost his breath a little bit, and they didn't really need him at that point. So then Dominic Richards came in. He played with some anger because we all know what happened with him at TCU, and they pulled his scholarship last second, and so he scored 2 touchdowns. Then Desmond Jackson's back and healthy. He scored a touchdown or 2, and then Jaden Nixon had that incredible run that right around here. He broke 1 tackle, then down there he broke another, and it was all around great night from everybody, from the graduate transfer and Jalen Warren all the way down to the true freshman and Jaden Nixon, and TCU just didn't have an answer for anything.
7 rushing touchdowns for the Cowboys. 8. Listen to Chris Becker, not Ben Hutchens, for the stats. 8 rushing touchdowns. It was the most dominating OSU game I've seen here in a long time. Their most points in a game since 2015 against Texas Tech.
Yeah, I think especially when you look at it from the defensive side too, another great performance to add to their resume. For the majority of the game, they held TCU to just a field goal. Late in the game, Ethan Bullock was in for Spencer Sanders. He had a little bobbled snap trying to hand off to Dominic Richardson. TCU got a big man touchdown there, and then they put in their backup quarterback who also threw for a touchdown. But for the majority of the game, they held them just to a field goal, and they've got somebody coming back. Can you talk about that a little bit, Ben?
Trey Sterling, the safety, kind of a weird situation. He gets hurt. People aren't sure what exactly his status is. A lot of people think he's out for the year. Well, guys, he was dressing on the sideline today. Jim Knowles said he first practiced Tuesday of this week. Mike Gundy kind of mentioned, maybe you can cast up his hand and he can get back out there playing. It sounds like the Cowboys are going to kind of work him in gradually and not throw him into the fire, but he's back out there. Gundy said it's nice to have his leadership role again with the team, as he provides a lot in that area as well. But this already elite level defense for the Cowboys could get even better in the coming weeks with Trey Sterling back.
Yeah, and they're lucky. That's one of the novel, the kind of the good thing about this defense is they don't need Trey Sterling right away. They can work him back in. They have that novelty, and they have that experience already on the field with Jason Taylor and Tanner McAllister and Colby, that they don't really have to push Trey Sterling right back into the game, because he can just sit back, get really healthy, and then he can come back and hopefully hopefully make some impact against Bedlam and maybe the Big 12 championship.
And Chris, speaking of the defense, staying on this topic, somebody moved up in the record books tonight.
Yeah, Malcolm Rodriguez moved up to solo fifth in all-time tackles in OSU history. Great accomplishment from what we've all been told and what we can all, we've all talked to him. A great person and great young man, and he's a surefire tackler. When you wrap him up, he's probably not going anywhere. We saw a big hit right back here. It would be a 2-point takedown for those wrestling nerds out there. He's a state champion wrestler back in his high school days, and he's going to keep moving up. I think he's 17 away from 4th place, and so that's probably something that's in his sights for the end of this season. And then I'm not sure if the bowl game counts. I know for Barry Sanders stats, the bowl games didn't count, so we'll see if those count, if he can get it before that. But he's pretty close to moving up to 4th place also.
And Ben, take us home. Last point. Oklahoma lost today to Baylor, 27-14. Iowa State lost to Texas Tech on a last-second field goal, and Kansas upset Texas. With 2 games remaining on the OSU schedule, detail us those last 2 games.
It's going to be always a tough game to go into Lubbock next week. and then you got Bedlam, another tough game. But these Cowboys, I think kind of the theme that emerged from the post-game press conferences was their defense allows them to be consistent. When we see teams like Texas and OU even, falling in some of these games, OSU has remained stout. Just one conference, just one loss period on this season. And it's because of that consistent defensive performance. I think that's going to be the key to getting another win in Lubbock. And then heck, who knows what's going to happen 2 weeks from today on this field in Bedlam for the Cowboys, who now shaping up to have a pretty decent chance at a Big 12 championship game in Arlington. It's going to be a fun next couple weeks.
And today's win puts them 9-1, tied for first in the conference with OU. Chris, do you have any final thoughts tonight?
Yeah, you mentioned earlier, Dean, how for most of the game the TCU was held without a field goal. When TCU did score that touchdown, it was the first touchdown Oklahoma State's defense had given up in 172 minutes and some change. The first team defense has still not given up a touchdown since the Iowa State game when Breece Hall scored the game winner. But it's just been a wild ride for this defense, and they got Texas Tech coming up. They had a really good offensive game against Iowa State this week, but who knows? Whenever a defense comes into Oklahoma State, or it comes up against Oklahoma State's defense this year, it's been a completely different offense.
Gentlemen, I have a final thought.
Of course you do.
We talked about the backup quarterback Ethan Bullock. We talked about TCU's backup quarterback. Now another backup quarterback who got some snaps here today, Gunnar Gundy, guys, his first action as a college player. Give me your thoughts on what you saw from him.
I'm disappointed he didn't get to throw the ball. Come on, Mike. Let him air it loose one time. I know the score is like 63 to whatever, but let him throw it deep.
Hashtag free Gunner? Is that what we're going with?
Just throw it deep.
Free the offense?
But you mentioned that. We got to mention real quick, Shane Illingsworth did not come into the game because they are saving his red shirt. He still has that red shirt capability, and he has played in 3 games this year. So if he plays in that 4, if he would have played tonight, he would have been ineligible for a red shirt.
Yeah, I would have liked to see the southpaw throw it around a little bit, but
that's some Stillwater bias.
we'll have to wait and see what happens there. I might have to wait till next year, but
for like 4 years.
I've Dean Rhul with College Sports, joined alongside Ben Hutchens and Chris Becker, detailing OSU's 63-17 win over TCU. Me and Chris will have you next week down in Lubbock for the Texas Tech game, and thank you all for watching.